Power is not a feeling. Most people wait to feel powerful before they act. That wait destroys lives. Power is not a feeling. It is a decision. Samurai understood this centuries ago. They did not wait for courage. They moved, and courage followed. Tony Robbins teaches the same truth in modern language. State precedes story. You do not think your way into strength. You move your body, shift your focus, and power appears. Action is the switch. Fear is not the enemy. Fear is not your enemy. Indecision is. Fear is information. Indecision is paralysis. Samurai trained with fear present, not removed, not denied. They accepted fear as part of reality and acted anyway. Tony Robbins calls this massive action, not reckless, decisive. Fear shrinks when confronted. It grows when negotiated with. Your standards are your sword. A samurai's sword was not decoration. It was commitment. It represented a standard. I do not hesitate when action is required. Your standards play the same role. What you tolerate shapes your life. What you excuse becomes permanent. If your standard is I try, your results will reflect hesitation. If your standard is I do what I said, identity changes instantly. Standards cut through excuses. Energy is the first discipline. You cannot dominate life from a weak physical state. Samurai trained their bodies because fatigue clouds judgment. Tony Robbins teaches this relentlessly. Physiology controls psychology. Low energy creates weak decisions. Strong energy creates momentum. Stand tall, breathe deeply, move with intention. This is not motivation. It is preparation. Eliminate internal negotiation. Weakness loves conversation. Just today. Just this once. I'll start tomorrow. Samurai did not negotiate with fear. They acted from code. Tony Robbins calls this decision. Once decided, debate ends. When decision is final, energy stops leaking. Negotiation ends progress. Decision creates velocity. Pain is non-negotiable. Pain is coming either way, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Samurai chose discipline because regret was dishonor. Tony Robbins teaches leverage. Attach pain to inaction. Attach pleasure to action. If staying the same hurts more than changing, change becomes automatic. Pain is not the problem. Avoidance is. Identity is forged in action. Samurai did not believe they were disciplined. They acted disciplined. Identity followed behavior. Tony Robbins says it clearly. Motion creates emotion. You do not become confident, then act. You act, then confidence arrives. Every follow-through is a vote. Every excuse is a withdrawal. Your identity is being trained daily. Control what you can control. Samurai accepted uncertainty. They could not control battle outcomes. They controlled readiness. Tony Robbins teaches the same focus. Control your state, control your focus, control your actions. Everything else is noise. When focus narrows, power concentrates. Discipline is emotional control. True discipline is emotional mastery. Anyone can explode. Few can remain steady. Samurai trained calm before combat because a shaky mind creates sloppy action. Tony Robbins calls this emotional fitness. Pause, breathe, choose response. Calm is not weakness, it is stored force. Environment shapes destiny. No samurai relied on willpower alone. They trained systems, routines, rituals. Tony Robbins teaches environment design, change surroundings, change behavior, remove friction from good habits, add friction to destructive ones. Design beats discipline when discipline is tired. Act before the mind. Objects. The mind's job is to protect comfort. It will object to growth. Samurai trained to move before hesitation formed. Tony Robbins teaches the same interruption. Move your body, shift state, act now. Action must be faster than doubt. Raise your minimum standard. Elite warriors did not rely on peak days. They trained to perform even when tired. Tony Robbins calls this raising the floor. Not what can I do on my best day, but what do I do no matter what. Consistency wins wars, not intensity. Honor is keeping your word. Samurai honor was reliability, doing what you said, returning when uncomfortable, holding line under pressure. Tony Robbins teaches self-trust. Confidence comes from evidence. Keep small promises. Trust grows. Trust removes hesitation. Stop. Waiting for readiness. Readiness is a myth. Samurai were never fully ready. They were committed. Tony Robbins says it clearly. Clarity comes from engagement. You act, then clarity arrives. Waiting is disguised fear. Decide once, act daily. The strongest people decide once. Then they act daily without renegotiation. No drama. No debate. Just execution. Become unshakable. You don't need more motivation. You need a code. Samurai lived by code. Tony Robbins teaches decision. Combine them and you become unshakable. Act before fear speaks. Move before doubt forms. Keep your word without negotiation. That is power. And power once trained does not leave you.